On Newshour debate tonight, let's open it up. We have with us Atin Oza, President of the Gujarat High Court Bar Association, Mukul Sinha, Counsel for the victims in the case. Professor Bandukwala is joining us live from Baroda. Also joining us tonight, you can see on your screen, Ranjit Kumar, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court. We are going to be joined by a couple of other guests, and this is a non-stop debate on Mr. Narendra Modi and the impact of the SIT officially giving him a clean chit today. My first question tonight is to Mukul Sinha. Sir, a lot of people are saying tonight that it is time that Mukul Sinha and Tista Setalvad stop flogging a dead horse and graciously accept the findings of the SIT. My question to you, sir, is can you deny that this SIT has been constituted by the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court has been monitoring its functioning and it has found nothing incriminating against Mr. Narendra Modi, so we should leave it there. Mr. Sinha.
Yeah, I think let's get the law straight first. Neither Mukul Sinha nor Tista nor SIT can pronounce Mr. Modi innocent of anything. That has to be ultimately done by the court of law, essentially in the present case the magistrate. All that we have today is a report of closure given by SIT.
Yes.
And I think this is the first time that this report is coming to be tested on a legal anvil. And unless and until the magistrate holds that there is sufficient cause for closing the case, the court is not going to permit the closure. In fact, there's an option left with him. The option is that he can once again order a 156(3) investigation.
Let's get it.
So I think it's too early for anybody to declare himself or herself
victory,
innocent.
all the claims of victory.
We don't believe it, by the way.
I want to put that quickly so we get opening comments from everyone, then we open this up to debate. So Yatin Oza, straight back at you, your victory celebrations are premature because it is only a confirmation of what has been in the press for a long time. A court hasn't given Mr. Modi a clean chit. Only an SIT reporter said this. The court hasn't given him a clean chit.
It is absolutely not premature. This is not a routine investigation where a complaint is filed, investigating agency has investigated and a report is filed. After much hue and cry was made before the Honorable Apex Court, after several representations made to the Honorable Apex Court, Honorable Apex Court to see that culprits are brought to books. One.
No.
Keeping in mind the complexity of the matter and seriousness of the matter.
The point being made by Mukul Sinha tonight. The point being made by Mukul Sinha tonight. And
I quite follow. I follow what you say.
Allow me. Smriti Irani, welcome to the debate. The point, I'm getting opening comments from everyone. I'll open it up after that. The point being made by Mukul Sinha tonight, Ranjit Kumar, I throw that to you, is that what has happened? This is only the beginning of a lengthy legal process because Zakia Jafri will get the report. She will challenge it. It's only the BJP which is prematurely declaring victory for Mr. Modi. Ranjit Kumar, technically and otherwise, Mukul Sinha is right.
Well, the law as stated is, let me tell you, Arnav, is that once an investigating agency files a report before a court, the court is supposed to examine that report and take a decision whether the report is to be accepted or not. Secondly, the person who may be aggrieved by any such decision of the court in accepting or not accepting can file a protest petition saying that the acceptance of the report as it is not correct and the judge will have to decide on that report.
Okay.
So therefore two things have to still happen. One, the judge must accept the report given by the investigating agency, which in this case is the SIT. And second is that if the report as it is accepted in whatever form,
I agree.
Then thereafter any complainant has a right to make a protest petition.
Exactly.
Saying
you're all saying the same thing.
This manner is not correct.
But then Smriti Irani, why is the Bharatiya Janata Party's public relations machinery trying to spin this as a victory for Mr. Modi?
Let me at the onset say that the SIT was not constituted by the Bharatiya Janata Party, it was constituted by the Supreme Court. Let me also say that the Bharatiya Janata Party has absolutely no jurisdiction or hold over the Supreme Court of India, neither the SIT. I do not expect Mr. Sinha, in fact, to embrace what the SIT has said today about Mr. Modi. It would be foolish of me to expect Mr. Mukul Sinha to speak up in support of an investigation agency which has, without any duress, which has, without any influence, found absolutely no evidence against the Chief Minister of Gujarat. Why I say this is because I'm aware of the fact that there are many activists and so-called activists, I should correct myself, and so-called NGOs who have made an industry out of the Gujarat riots.
Name them.
There are a few.
Name them. Are you talking about Mukul Sinha? In case you are, name him. Are you talking about Mukul Sinha?
Well, Arnab, you and I'm not here to make any insinuations. I'm here to state a few facts, if you permit me. It is a fact that one of the activists, Teesta Setalvad, has been given the Padma Shri by the government of India, where the Congress is the leading force. It is a fact that evidence has proven that a cop who tried to speak against Mr. Modi has been given a BlackBerry and other packages. Now, apart from all those insinuations, which I think are absolutely not fruitful at the end of the day to deliver justice.
No, but since you made the point, I'd like to get Mukul Sinha to rebut that.
May I please?
No, it's fair.
May I please finish?
No, but
I'm not finished before Mr. Mukul Sinha.
But you'll move on to the next point and he won't be able to rebut. Let him rebut you on this one.
I'm not moving on to the next point. No, I'm not moving on to a next point. In fact, I want to make a comprehensive statement for Mr. Sinha to respond to. It is conveniently forgotten that 59 people, including women and children, were burnt alive in a train in Godhra. Mukul Sinha, Teesta Setalvad or any other NGO or organization that speaks for everybody in Gujarat does not speak for them. It is conveniently forgotten that May I finish?
Yeah, but
it is conveniently forgotten that a Congress leader on the 27th of February, Amar Singh Chaudhary, while responding to questions from the media about why car sevaks were killed in the train...
But you're not answering my question. I'm sorry to interrupt. My question was, is there enough reason? I repeat my question. I repeat my question. Because my question was, why is the BJP's PR machinery trying to spin this into a big victory for Mr. Modi?
Times Now...
You're not answering my question.
Times Now is not a part of the BJP machinery.
No.
Times Now has given a BJP representative to put up my point of
but
view
then
on
answer the question
tonight, where Mr. Sinha and other people have equal opportunity to respond to.
Yeah, sure, but answer the question.
My statement. A Congress, I've answered your question. You are not a part of our machinery.
I'm asking you why you're trying to spin it as a major victory. The question was...
I'm not doing anything but stating
no.
what the SIT has said. No evidence was found against Mr. Modi.
Okay.
That's not a statement made by the BJP. That's a statement made by the SIT.
Okay,
but you did not let me finish about my observation about a Congress leader.
But quickly, please, then move to the others. Yes.
Goes and says car sevaks were killed because they didn't pay for tea and snacks. Why didn't any activist speak up and condemn that Congress leader's statement, which was provocative in nature?
Yeah, okay,
so there are many facts about the Gujarat riots which are convenient.
Now we'll get a rebut. We'll get a rebut and we'll move on. Yes, go on. Your rebut. Mukul Sinha's rebut. Then I get Ashish Khaitan into the debate. Then we're opening up.
I won't respond to many of the redundant things that has been said. But let's come to the issue. Issue is whether this evidence. This evidence or this report in any way gives a so-called clean chit to Mr. Modi. Now we are forgetting one small thing, that this report today, as quoted by the judge, also says that there is no prosecutable evidence against all the 62. Now let us come to that one single sentence. If all 62 had no prosecutable evidence, I ask a question that in the same Gulbarg case or in the same related cases of Naroda Gam and Naroda Patia, 5 people are being tried. They have been charge sheeted by SIT.
Are you saying the SIT is motivated? Are you saying the SIT is motivated?
Just listen. Arnav, let me just complete this fact. I'm not only saying it is motivated, I find it very strange that the same report which says that there is no prosecutable evidence against 62 includes 5 persons who have been charge sheeted by the same SIT and they are being prosecuted.
Well, if the SIT was motivated,
somebody has to answer that question.
If the SIT was motivated, one second. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Yatin Oza.
They have been charge sheeted in a different case, not in this case.
I think Mr. Oza doesn't even know a simple fact that Mr. Erda was the PI of Gulberg case and this report has been filed in the Gulberg case. I think perhaps you get your facts right before you respond, Mr. Oza.
I put a simple question here. And I'd like to put that to Mr. Bandukwala, and then I want to go across to Ashish Khaitan of Tehelka, who's been following this case very closely. Mr. Bandukwala, can you keep questioning the SIT? If the SIT was motivated, would the Supreme Court of India not have pulled it up? They haven't done that.
Well, as far as we are concerned, the SIT role has been absolutely disgusting.
Oh.
For the last few years, Raghavan has been playing his cat and mouse game. We knew what he was doing. To our misfortune, being a former director of the CBI, we had to keep our mouth shut. But what is more worrying to me is not really Raghavan's role. What is worrying me is the role of Ratan Tata. See, Ratan Tata.
Well, I think Mr. Bandukwala. Mr. Bandukwala, we don't. No, Mr. Bandukwala.
Let me speak.
You have to at one point. No, at one point.
Tell this BJP lady not to interrupt me.
No, 1 second. It's not the BJP lady, it's me. I don't think I sound like Smriti Irani. Question is that tonight.
Tell the BJP lady to keep quiet.
No, 1 second. That's me or not. Yeah, I'm not the BJP lady. 1 second. The question is, if the SIT was motivated, the Supreme Court would have pulled it up. I put that question to Ashish Khaitan. Ashish.
Well, the SIT, there is no evidence to show that SIT was motivated, but there is certainly evidence to show that the constitution of the SIT was flawed. Well, it was a dilatory process. If we all remember that SIT was constituted in January 2008, so 6 years after the events. So it becomes an uphill task for any investigating agency to put together prosecutable evidence and make a case which can stand on its legs in a court of law. So, and also to begin with, SIT had a retired CBI director as its chairman, but all its investigating officers from IG to DIG to SP to constabulary to inspectors were all drawn from Gujarat cadre. So, but I mean, we must all understand that the SIT report, which is a very voluminous report and which was under lock and key, will now come out in the open and it will be debated. And far from this SIT report being, a report of clean chit, it's not a momentous report for Narendra Modi as the BJP is trying to spin it. It's actually a very nuanced report. The SIT has gone into all the 32, 33 allegations and they have put out their findings. All they have said that they have not been able to put together enough prosecutable evidence. At the same time, they have also said that some of the accusations against Modi have indeed found to be true, but those accusations do not warrant any criminal proceedings under the law of the land.
Yeah, so that's a clean chit. In legal terms, that's a clean chit, isn't it, Mukul Sinha? Now we are going to open up this debate. In legal terms, that amounts to a clean chit.
No, I don't think so, sir. Because the clean chit or not will come from the magistrate. It is the magistrate who is now going to look into this report. Neither you, me or anybody is going to say that whether the report is legally correct or not, or it is binding. The magistrate can even, as I told you, if he is not satisfied with the closure report, he can order a further inquiry, a further investigation. And I think so far as the complainant is concerned, as Mr. Ranjit Kumar had rightly pointed out, that complainant will have a right of a protest petition. So I think we are at an extremely premature stage to come to any conclusion.
What's the hurry? What's the hurry, Yatin Oza? Is it because Gujarat elections are around the corner that you somehow have to take a half-baked, a half-baked situation? Story is out in the media. No, even the SIT chief is not using the word a clean chit, and you have to drum the victory drums all over. I mean, I'm trying to understand what your urgency is tonight.
There is nothing like premature.
There are too many dramas in
or
BJP.
nothing,
That's the problem.
Nothing related to election. Arnav. The fact one must not forget is that this investigation was not a routine investigation. 14 reports have been put before the Supreme Court which have been critically examined.
Sir, the SIT Council.
Mr. Raju Ramachandran.
Sir, the SIT Council.
Raju Ramachandran.
Sir, the SIT Council has clearly stated that the SIT report should not be looked upon as a clean chit to Modi, given that the report, a lot of departmental inquiries can be initiated based upon the findings mentioned in the report, which is what Ashish Khaitan is talking about.
But
that is SIT Council, R.S. Jamuar, who said that.
I agree, but those are against the officers, not one against Mr. Modi.
Ashish Khaitan.
Secondly, one minute, please. And secondly,
I want to hear Ashish
Just give me 2 minutes. If you just give me 2 minutes, I will read out the relevant portions of the SIT report which are against Narendra Modi. In spite of the fact that ghastly and violent attacks had taken place on Muslims at Gulbarg Society and elsewhere, the reaction of the government was not the type that would have been expected by anyone. The Chief Minister had tried to water down the seriousness of the situation at Gulbarg Society, Naroda Party and other places by saying that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Page number 69 of the report. Raghavan has further commented that Modi's statement accusing some elements in Godhra and the neighborhood as possessing a criminal tendency was sweeping and offensive, coming as it did from a Chief Minister, that too at a critical time when Hindu-Muslim tempers were running high. Page number 13 of SIT.
Are you selectively reading?
The inquiry officer A.K. Malhotra further notes.
No.
Are you selectively reading?
Bound to be selectively reading.
Is Ashish Khaitan selectively reading? 1 second. Ashish, you are getting interrupted a lot, so I have to allow them to come in.
Bound to be selective reading because let me say something, Arnab.
Yeah, go on.
Two things are quite apparent from what people are saying. One is that people are wanting to have one kind of conclusion from the SIT, because all along the charade has been that Modi must be convicted. That is what everybody has been speaking loudly all the time, and today because the SIT report says something else, they are not happy about it. An investigation report, which is a legal document, is being not accepted only because of that reason. And therefore they must say something.
No, but you said Ashish Khaitan is selectively reading.
That is not the correct way to project to the country today.
I'm asking you.
The nation is watching you.
I'm asking you, how should we project? Smriti Irani, you raised your hand. I have a question for you. In the same day when the Gujarat High Court.
Let me answer to Mr. Khaitan
the Gujarat High Court. Smriti,
let
take
me
this.
answer Mr. Khaitan first.
Okay, answer to Ashish
Khaitan tonight.
Yeah, go on.
I'm saying that Mr. Khaitan, I don't know whether knowingly lied or does not know the fact.
Lied.
He's actually trying to quote a Times of India. Yes, let me say this. He's actually trying to quote a Times of India interview, which never happened, because the Times of India editorial team in the editorial page said that no Times of India reporter ever met Modi during that time their so-called statement of action-reaction was given. In fact, the Times of India, and it's a public record, went on record to say that Mr. Modi said on a Zee News interview that there should neither be action nor reaction. Mr. Modi pleaded through the media that peace be maintained. Now, I am not getting into rhetoric. Let me state a few facts about I know that Mr. Khaitan and a lot of panelists tonight will weave this conspiracy theory about BJP, SIT, Supreme Court. Let me say this, which is again a statement of fact, that I don't want to cast aspersion, but I'm sure Mr. Khaitan can confirm that one of the investors in Tehelka today is a member of parliament of the ruling UPA. It is a statement of fact. It is not a fudge statement or a rhetoric statement.
I'd like to. No, 1 second. Since you're all putting aspersions. No, 1 minute. 1 minute. The legal point tonight is. I'm reiterating tonight that the point.
Allow me.
No, 1 second. You must allow me a caveat. You must allow me a caveat. My caveat to what you said is, Smriti Irani.
Can I say a word, please?
Yes, I'm coming to you. Smriti Irani, the point you made is made by you. I don't have the facts to prove it, and hence you stand by it, but it's not the point of view of Times Now. Continue, please. Yes, continue. The last point you made.
You can go on to the net. You can go and check with Times of India.
On the individual aspersion you made about a publication, that's your view.
Check.
Yeah. Yes, Ratinoza. I'm coming to
No,
you.
you can go and check all these facts. Let me just get on to some facts in terms of response time of the government of Gujarat.
But can we ask one question to Mr. Sirani?
Yes, go on.
I'm not one of those
Can
people
one
can one
explain one simple thing, that if Mr. Modi was...
I allow Mr. Mukul Sinha to come in, but Mr. Bandukwala coming to you. Yes, Mukul Sinha is rebutting. Yes.
I am just asking a simple question, that if Mr. Modi was so efficient, why is it that we lost 1,200 people in that 2 or 3 days?
We have to examine the link between Tata.
No, one second.
You just cannot, this whole thing.
One second. Mr. Professor Bandukwala. Professor Bandukwala.
One was compromised.
Yeah, sure. Professor Bandukwala, you have your point of view. You made it. I heard you on that. Now, can we move on, please? Because we don't want a unidirectional debate.
No, you're not giving me a chance.
No,
this is wrong.
I'm going to come to you, but let's answer the question.
I'm not at all happy about this.
No, Professor Bandukwala, please answer the questions you are asked. I will come back to you. Yatin Oza raised his hand out. My question is very simple to Professor Bandukwala if you answer it. I'm coming to you now. What you earlier point you made. Now my question to you is, Yatin Oza, I'll come to you after that. As a situation, Professor Bandukwala, on the 9th of March 2012, right, while giving a ruling that Modi does not have to appear before the Nanavati Commission, on the same day, the Gujarat High Court also makes stinging observations against the Modi government in a case related to the payment of compensation for the damaged religious structures in the riots. My question tonight to you, Professor Bandukwala, is coming to Smriti, 1 minute. What does one go by? The ruling which is for Modi, or some of the observations which are against Modi? You tell me, Professor Bandukwala.
See, as far as we are concerned, this entire Raghavan thing is a sham. It is a big disgrace for us. And I am absolutely horrified that we have allowed this thing to go on for so long.
Okay.
And it's a sham. You show me a single BJP Muslim leader who is willing to say that Modi is absolutely innocent of what happened in 2002. I go one step further to say that Modi is innocent of 2002. He is equivalent to saying that Hitler was totally innocent of what happened to the Jews.
Now we are going to get some. No, we're going to get some responses from the BJP. Smriti Irani and Ranjit Kumar, please, 1 second.
It was all sham.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Ranjit Kumar.
Why doesn't Mr. Bandukwala go to Supreme Court and say what he's saying now, that the SIT was a complete sham, or Raghavan was a sham? He should have gone to Supreme Court in all these 4 years, while the Supreme Court was monitoring the investigation by the SIT and said that please remove SIT, please, that it is all a sham. It's all right to say, these are all contemptuous of the Supreme Court to say that everything is a sham. After all, Supreme Court judges are monitoring this. Nobody can say that something like this is a sham.
The question is today to say the SIT is motivated, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to point out that the Supreme Court cited the MC Mehta versus Union of India case to say the jurisdiction of the court to issue a writ of continuous mandamus is only to see that the proper investigation is carried out. Once the court satisfies itself that the proper investigation has been carried out, it would not venture to take over the functions of the magistrate or pass any order which would interfere with his judicial functions. This is what the Supreme Court said, Mr. Bandukwala. And this is what Mukul Sinha, as an eminent lawyer, knows. But I want to get Yatin Oza back into the debate. Yes, Mr. Oza.
But
firstly,
you rest assured on one thing.
Very clearly,
my community,
stated by Mr. Ranjit Kumar.
My community will never forget Narendra Modi.
Kindly see the way in which the canard is being spread against Chit. Mr. Ranjit Kumar rightly said that why did you not make any grievance before the Supreme Court for these years? It appears that there is some meeting of mind to achieve one hidden agenda to anyhow rope in Mr. Modi. Yesterday this very Mr. Mukul Sinha was on your channel saying that it is only because of Chit that conviction could be recorded in Ode massacre case. Had Chit not been there, it would not have been possible to record conviction by the honorable judge. And today that very Chit, when in another case doesn't do to the liking of theirs, then Chit becomes bad. Right from day one, please pardon me,
please don't put
and I'll
words
seek
in my
pardon
mouth.
of the viewers, that these people are...
Mr. Oza,
He's accusing you of misquoting him.
My mouth. I never said
He's
that.
accusing you of misquoting him. He's accusing you of misquoting him.
agenda to see that anyhow, by hook or by crook, their desire to...
Mr. Oza, Mr. Oza, Mr. Oza, you're being accused of misquoting Mukul Sinha. Go ahead,
Mr. Oza.
Yes.
Pardon?
You're being accused of misquoting.
Try to understand, you ultimately are a lawyer.
Yeah.
We will definitely need legal evidence. We may all have a perception, and we will have that perception, as Mr. Bandukwala has one, that there are things that have gone into the investigation is not very satisfactory. Let us keep the motivation apart for a moment. Let us keep the motivation apart for the moment. At the present stage, it is absolutely premature to even suggest that any one of the 62 are totally innocent. As I've already pointed out, and you can't contradict that one Mr. Erda, who was the main PI, who stood there with just 5 policemen who could not save the burning of 53% in Gulbarga society, he has been indicted under 120B, read with 302. He has been arrested, and the same SIT is prosecuting him. Now, he is one of the 62. I don't understand what sort of report this is, which says that there is no evidence.
Mr. Sinha, Mr. Yatinoza's charge was very simple.
Let us not jump to any conclusion.
Mr. Yatinoza's charge was very simple.
There is a lot more to come.
That legal position has been very clearly explained to the viewers by Mr. Ranjit Kumar. Nobody disputes it. And that is the legal position. After the protest petition is filed, it will be decided. What is objectionable is that much before the magistrate could decide the issue, there is a four-flung attack on
people started beating the drum. You are right. That is the biggest problem. Much before the magistrate could say whether it is innocent or not, people like you are beating the drum all over the country.
We are
that's the problem.
That we are only saying that Supreme Court, after being satisfied by the investigation of Chit, by virtue of its order dated 12th of September 2011, relegated the matter as per the procedure prescribed under the Code of Criminal Procedure. You rightly read the portion of the judgment of the Supreme Court.
If you all have so much of faith in this legal process, when in Sohrabuddin case, when the CBI arrested Mr. Amit Shah, why is it that the same Supreme Court appointed CBI became the Congress Bureau of Investigation? Wasn't it contemptuous? Didn't Mr. Ranjit Kumar find that time the entire BJP being contemptuous?
In Sohrabuddin's case, Supreme Court has not monitored.
So at that stage, the entire standards were changed.
If I was involved in that debate, I would have spoken.
No, my question is simple.
Which never happened.
My question is simple. Mr. Ranjit Kumar and Smriti Irani, my question to you is that by Ranjit Kumar, the SIT report can relieve Narendra Modi over the allegations of sins of commission. But the argument being made by some of our panelists tonight is there is a bigger battle of proving his innocence as far as sins of omission are concerned. It's not only sins of commission,
to you, Arnab,
but the sins of omission.
Can I just respond?
No, let me respond to you.
Yes.
The underlying statement being made is that the SIT is not good in this report.
No.
The SIT
That's
is
not
good
true.
in other reports. The SIT is not good in this report.
That is
the drum being beaten.
Sir, the question...
That drum, whether there are omission or commission, is for the judge to decide.
Sir, on the 9th of March, I'm glad you said that.
The drumming of the beat is... yes, the judge will decide. I said so in the beginning in my opening statement also.
But the Gujarat High Court...
for us to judge.
But the Gujarat High Court... But the Gujarat High Court...
I am saying something else.
Smriti.
I am saying...
But the Gujarat High Court...
I am saying that don't beat the drum that the SIT report is bad. Because it has said what it has said.
My question is, and I want either you...
Kumar, whom are you making this suggestion?
My question is...
of the drum is not coming from those who are...
I want to ask the BJP representative, if I may. The question to Smriti Irani is the same.
The ones that are beating the drum are the BJP representative. Why don't you advise
the BJP representative Smriti Irani, the Gujarat High Court on 9th of March 2012 went into great detail about how the anarchy continued for days, failure of the police intelligence, riot continued, lack of appropriate action, adequate action, all the things that Ashish Khaitan talks about. That is a sin of omission. And unless that sin of omission is cleared, can you really say the shadow of the riots is off Mr. Narendra Modi?
Can you permit me to complete my answer?
Yeah, I will. Yes, please go
Will you
ahead.
permit me to complete my answer?
You haven't even started.
Firstly,
Yeah.
let me say that I'm amazed that Mr. Sinha is so contradictory on your channel tonight. Though he says that a magistrate will decide who is culpable and not, he wants to be judge and jury on your channel tonight. Let me say this, which is the facts of the case. 8:30, the train massacre occurred. 9:45 in Godhra, shooters site orders were given by the Chief Minister. 28th February, when the riots broke out, by the afternoon, the Chief Minister wrote to the centre asking for deployment of armed forces. 5 o'clock, the cabinet in Delhi met, approved the Chief Minister's request. By nightfall, 59 aircrafts unloaded troops into Gujarat to maintain peace. This was on the 28th of Feb. On the 1st of March, the Chief Minister ordered...
I would like to quote for you.
...in all affected areas.
I would like to quote for you.
May I?
But you must...
May I?
May I rebut? May I rebut with facts? May I rebut with facts?
It's your
9th
channel.
of March 2012, Gujarat High Court says, in our opinion...
Let me finish.
In our opinion...
Arnab.
I'm not saying...
Arnab, let me finish.
I'm quoting the court.
Let me finish.
Let me quote the court.
Yes, so am I.
But I'm quoting the court. You're not quoting the court. You're not quoting the court.
So am I.
No, you're not. You're
So
not
am I quoting facts.
I'm quoting the court.
Those facts might not please Mukul Sinha, but at least these are facts.
Can I quote the court? Because it will demolish your argument.
Let me say this, that when temples are demolished, the Gujarat government does not pay for it. So do not make it a religion-specific court order. Please understand that a secular state does not pay for construction of religious structures. That is how the constitution mandates it. That is something that everybody wants to overlook. As far as rehabilitation package in
My
Gujarat
question,
is
it's not.
concerned,
It's about the responsibility of the state government. It's about the responsibility of the state government.
Two things.
I'm talking about the responsibility of the state government. In terms of rehabilitation is concerned, Arnab, the rehabilitation team consisted of the leader of opposition, all the ex-chief ministers, the governor, the chief minister himself. The rehabilitation package was signed by the Imam of the Jama Masjid and the leader of opposition.
But despite all that you say...
And the relief work was carried on under the leadership of an
But
IAS
despite all you say, the court was not convinced. And in fact, the court said, and I now quote, that I welcome Manish Tiwari.
Arnab, can I come in here?
Arnab, tonight, most of your panelists are not convinced about the clean chit given by the SIT. You see, here we need to speak about facts.
The question
and
is,
justice is delivered.
The question is,
we cannot sit and speculate.
No.
We cannot sit and speculate about concocted lies and allegations which have been turned into an industry by certain individuals and NGOs.
Now there is no question. The Honorable High Court, Manish Tiwari, welcome to the debate.
Let me respond to
one second. I want to get Manish Tiwari into the debate. Let's get Manish Tiwari in. The question is this. The question at the point at which Manish Tiwari enters the debate is the question, while the SIT report relieves Narendra Modi over allegations of sins of omission, can the bigger battle of proving his innocence on sins of omission, is that over? Sins of commission, the SIT may have given the clean chit. What about sins of omission? Manish Tiwari, your response please.
Well, Arnab, I think you've framed the question very succinctly and extremely well. You know, let's not forget the fact that courts both inside and outside Gujarat have been giving verdicts, convicting people in post-Godhra related riot cases. Only yesterday you had a conviction in the Ode case. Then you earlier in November 2011 had a conviction in the Sardarpura case, and earlier on in the Zahira Sheikh case. The question is that what was the state government doing? You know, why did so many riots take place on its watch? Why were so many people killed? You know, who's responsible for that? It's all right that the SIT may have come to certain conclusions. Those conclusions ultimately have to be scrutinized by a court of law. There is also the Raju Ramachandran report. Then the complainant will have the right to file a protest petition and the entire legal process will commence. But be that as it may, the larger moral question that this happened on the watch of a BJP chief minister.
Is it a moral question? Why are you turning a legal question to a moral question?
Manish,
Well,
why
it is
did
a
you
moral
not ask
question
this
because at
to
the
Mr.
end of the
Rajiv
day,
Gandhi in
you know, if you have
1984?
3,000 odd people or more, you know, dying on your watch, aren't you responsible?
But he doesn't have to appear before the Nanavati Commission. That decision was taken by the Gujarat High Court. The SIT gives him a clean chit. All the cases against Modi are drawing a blank.
Sorry, Arnav, just a moment, that's
Arnav,
not, that's not a correct fact. The High Court of Gujarat did not say that he does not have to appear. What it said that it was the discretion of the commission to call it. So please don't give a different picture of that.
Okay, people have died and there is no closure on those matters.
I have raised hands there, Smriti Irani waiting to take you on, but Smriti Irani, go ahead. Yatin Oza coming to you right after that. Manish Tiwari taking rebuts on this continuing debate on the Newshour tonight. Smriti Irani, your turn please. Go ahead. I can quote the court for you. I didn't get an opportunity to. May I quote the court now? 9th of March 2012, the court says, in our opinion, the above policy of the state government taken in defense is one of evading the constitutional responsibility and will bring anarchy in the society and thus is detrimental to the establishment of the principles and tenets of our constitution. Smriti Irani, I have quoted straight from what the court said. Your response?
You have conveniently quoted the statement again after I gave you a whole sequence of
I can
events.
quote more. You want me to quote more?
Let me respond to Mr. Tiwari tonight. Let me also, I have quoted my own stuff, Arnav, which is not rhetoric like I said in the beginning of a program, but a legal fact. Let me also respond and conjoin with your statement, Mr. Tiwari's statement, who talks about morality. Now, this is a chief minister who was summoned by the committee and who went and answered each and every question that was posed to him till wee hours of the night. I want to ask Mr. Tiwari, not politically, but on the moral stand, when did Mr. Rajiv Gandhi ever go and appear before the commission for the 84 Sikh riots? When did the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh go and appear before any judicial body for the 1980 Muradabad massacre of 3,000 Muslims? When did the Chief Minister of Congress Party of Assam go and produce evidence or give his statement in front of a judicial body for the Nelli massacre? Why is it that Mr. Tiwari deems it fit only to sit here and give BJP a lecture about morality and would not want to make it a larger question that even he can address? I think ultimately the government of Gujarat will be judged on 2-3 issues. A, it allowed a free and fair investigation. It included its own chief ministers, its own ministers as the judicial body deemed fit for investigation. B, the chief minister himself publicly declared that if you find a shred of evidence against me, hang me in public. I want to ask Mr. Tiwari, which Congress leader has made a similar statement out of pure morality?
I want to follow up April 2nd, 2000. April 2nd, 2009.
This is a government. This is a representative of a government.
About a leader
one second.
Allow me to respond to it.
April 2nd, 2009, when the CBI filed a closure report against Jagdish Taitla. Against Jagdish Taitla, was the BJP upset? Let him respond to you now.
Trying to save Sikhs in Delhi from
Let him respond now. You made a point.
We're trying to save
Let him respond now.
If Smriti Irani has finished, allow me to respond to that.
She is.
Allow me to pick up from her last argument and go to the first. When she says that the government of Gujarat allowed a free and fair investigation to take place, let me point her to the Supreme Court judgment in the Zahira Sheikh case, which categorically said that while the Neros of Gujarat were fiddling, Gujarat was burning. I don't think there can be a more telling comment by the Supreme Court, and if any chief minister had even an iota of morality in him, he would have resigned that
She's
day.
rebutting you now.
Coming to the question of the riots which took place in Delhi, let me be the first person to say that those riots were reprehensible. It should not have happened, and that is why
when the
convict anybody of
but when
commissions are concerned, there were 3 separate commissions which were appointed. Those commissions in their wisdom decided to summon certain people, come to certain conclusions. Those legal proceedings have reached...
Take your rebuts. Manish, take the interjections, please.
I have again repeated and repeated
Mr. Tiwari, take the interjections, please.
That whether it was Delhi in 1984 or any other riots which took place,
Mr. Tiwari,
there can be no closure.
Mr. Tiwari, take the interjections, please.
Can we intervene in this?
One minute. We are getting Mr. Tiwari, take the interjections, please. An interjection, and first interjection from Yatin Oza. Then I'll come to Smriti. Yatin Oza. Yeah.
No, Arnab.
First Yatin Oza, then you, Miss Smriti. Yeah.
Oh no, I think we should be permitted to respond now.
I'm really surprised that Congress people are shedding crocodile tears. Is it ever possible that 7,000 people in an area which is 1/10 of area of Gujarat are massacred without the blessings of the government, or without government sitting tight over the taking situation or stock of law and order? Everything
So
Smriti
therefore, are you trying to
said, in UP
suggest
it
that
was
the
your
massacre
chief
in
minister,
Gujarat
in
and
Assam it was your
Gujarat
chief
Vajpayee's
minister.
blessing?
Despite
And that
that,
is why he
Arnab,
said
what
that
are we
Gujarat
talking
is
of here?
a
I still-
Arnab, what are we talking of here?
1 minute, gentlemen. Gentlemen, I do not believe in this
you
logic.
with open eyes,
1984, so should there be miscarriage of justice in Gujarat
Mr.
also?
Yatin Oza, are you then trying to suggest
What is this
that Mr.
argument?
Atal
What kind of
Bihari
argument
Vajpayee
is
was
this?
then Prime
Why
Minister,
did-
was
why
chief
did-
What kind of
minister
Gentlemen, I'm
argument is this?
intervening.
in the Gujarat Raj?
Gentlemen, 1 minute. Gentlemen, may I request? Gentlemen, may I request? Ladies and gentlemen, I request. Please allow me 1 minute. I request you. I request you, ladies and gentlemen. We request you. The debate is heated. I know the whole country is watching this debate tonight. I would request all my esteemed panelists tonight that if they speak one at a time, you raise your interjections in, we'll get your point across. Smriti, I know you want to say, but let Ashish also come in. Let Ashish come in. Let Mukul Sinha come in.
Political, then fact finding.
My question is, do the mistakes of the past,
Totally political.
Arnab, can I say one thing? The
do
job
the
of a
wrongs,
journalist is different
do
from the job
the wrongs of the
spokesperson.
past
The job of a
justify the
journalist is
misdeeds of the present?
to stand by the ideals of fair play.
Yeah.
The job of a spokesperson obviously is to defend her party or his party, or her national leader or his national leader. And two, you think this SIT report is ever going to wash away the political and moral taint that will always be associated with the name of Narendra Modi? Will Narendra Modi will only be judged with the
You're
SIT report
personalizing
which has
it.
come up with the finding that they could not find enough prosecutable evidence 8 years down the line after the events, or will Narendra Modi be judged by his persistent conduct?
How much
his
of this?
speech at Becharji, that hum panch unke 25.
How much of this
act is coming in the way of the country? Will Narendra Modi be judged by the speech which he made against Surabuddin?
Are we discussing
Will
the
Narendra Modi
SIT
be
report, or are we discussing
judged
something
against
else?
repeated indictment by different courts, by High Court,
How
by
much
Supreme
of this?
Court, by
Now let's go
National
to the
Human Rights
politics.
Commission,
How
by,
much of
by,
this?
by People's Tribunal?
How much of this is driven by the fact that Narendra Modi is seen by as a potential prime ministerial candidate? Are we personalizing the debate? Smriti Irani, your turn. Mukul Sinha, right to you after that. Yes, Smriti.
Totally personalizing.
May I?
Totally personalizing, Arnab.
Yes, Smriti.
I was under this wrong impression that Mr. Khaitan is a journalist.
It's
who
the
not
BJP which
supposed
is
to be
personalizing
so
this debate,
enamored.
because the debate is not about Modi.
Let
The
her
debate is
respond.
The debate is about the idea
Ashish
of India.
Khaitan.
The debate is about the
Ashish
idea of
Khaitan.
India.
About Modi.
Ashish
Like I
Khaitan.
thought you were
One at a
supposed to
time.
be a
About Mr.
journalist.
Modi.
One at a time,
Khaitan.
Ashish. One at a time, Smriti Irani.
I thought Mr. Khaitan was a balanced journalist who seeks the truth and did not seek to be a part of the anti-Modi lobby. Now that my understanding of Mr. Khaitan has been, how do I say this, changed because of his proclamations on your channel tonight, let me say this, Mr. Tiwari still hasn't answered my question.
What?
Which Congress Chief Minister or the Prime Minister of India, under whose watch Sikhs were massacred, opened themselves up to investigation by a fair judicial body in the country?
Why are you using that to deflect? Okay, any case.
No, I'm not deflecting. But that question.
How do the wrongs of the past excuse anything of the present? I don't know the argument.
No, Arnab, no, I'm not delving into the wrongs of the past. In fact, I'm saying
then your
the
position.
Gujarat has. May I?
No,
I can understand there's a big majority of men on the panel tonight, but can I just speak and finish?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not delving and finding an excuse in the wrongs of the past. I'm saying that the government of Gujarat understood the challenges that India faced, understanding those challenges from the past in terms of rehabilitation. It included the leader of opposition, all the chief ministers and stakeholders to ensure that rehabilitation was done properly and smoothly. It ensured that any bureaucrat, any police official, any minister...
Okay, last 2 minutes of the debate, ladies and gentlemen. Let Manish Tiwari respond. Mukul Sinha comes in. Manish Tiwari first.
intimidating.
He's got your point.
You know what? No, Arnab, I'm not finished about Manish's point.
Smriti, I have limited time. I need to give him time to respond.
Sorry, Arnab.
I need to give him time to respond.
I haven't responded to Manish's
but
point.
the implication of her argument, I don't think whether she understands her own argument or not. The implication of her argument
how long are we going to
you know,
hear
by
that
that same yardstick,
having their share?
Manish Tiwari is rebutting, gentlemen.
Gujarat took place under his watch. You know, while he pontificated that Mr. Narendra Modi should have followed his Raj Dharma, what did the then Prime Minister of India do to prevent the riots in Gujarat, which continued for 3 months at a stretch from taking place? So let's not even go down that road.
Arnab, let me finish. Arnab, let me go down that road and finish.
Having said that, I think the issue is larger, the issue is moral.
I think we have to also remember that during that period, you started off by a very important question.
The Chief Minister of Gujarat to stand up and take responsibility, if not for his commissions, at least for his omissions. That is the least a political leader owes to his people. And my last point,
one by one, please.
Democracy is not about how you treat your majority.
Will become very important very
soon. It's always about how you treat your minority. And the minority
if you focus
in Gujarat live in the shadow of fear.
Mukul Sinha, Smriti, I'll come to you. 1 minute,
30 seconds.
Smriti, I'll come to you.
Let me
Smriti, I'll come to you. Yatinoza, one by one after
you
Mukul
see, on the omission, Arnab, you started the debate on a very important issue. That was the question of omission, but somehow it just fitted away to all other things. Now, the facts that Smriti Irani trying to bring is absolute lies. The question of the military coming in, which was one of the greatest omissions, is that till the second March, the military was not in Gujarat at any point, and therefore the maximum number of deaths took place on 28th February and 1st. And now let me tell you, the former president has written to the Nanavati Commission, I have a copy, which says that despite his repeated telling the Prime Minister of India as well as the Chief Minister of Gujarat, none of them gave any order to the military to shoot at sight. And that was the reason why the massacre took place. And it is no other person but the former president, Mr. Narayanan, who has made this statement. So therefore, I think this question of omission is going to become extremely important, because this Chief Minister had done nothing to save the innocent.
Let us come to the hard reality of the day. Let us come to the hard reality of the day. Gujarat is on the road of progress and prosperity. Everybody has forgotten 2002. My
so we should
Muslim
kill
brother,
more, perhaps, Mr. Yatinoza,
Hindus,
is that your suggestion?
Everybody has forgotten. There is not a single day where curfew has been clamped in last 10 years. Not one day that under the fear anybody has moved on the streets of Ahmedabad. For last 60 years.
Sir, what that you don't, that doesn't balance out the riot.
Any of the, has Yatinoza met any of the related
I don't very one at a time. That argument, Yatinoza,
enemies of Gujarat who want to stop the progress and prosperity of Gujarat.
Yatinoza, last response by Manish Tiwari.
I'm surprised that my friend Yatinoza is making this argument that you are trying to subterfuge denial as closure. You know, nowhere in the world has denial worked for closure, and till the time you do not realize this squarely, history will not absolve you of your sins.
Okay, but now, gentlemen, only because I'm short of time, I'm wrapping up tonight.
Please.
Only because I'm short of time.
Arnab, you need to allow me 1 minute.
I give you 30 seconds.
Allow me 1 minute. You permitted the gentleman to speak.
Well, I think he's spoken for 45 minutes.
Can I just speak?
30 seconds to wrap it up, and then I really have to wrap up this time.
That's the courtesy a lady demands on your channel tonight.
Yes, come on.
He talks about somebody getting absolved on your channel tonight. Well, let me say only this. The fact of the matter is, shoot at sight orders were given, Mr. Tiwari. It was reported by Times of India, by Hindu, by Hindustan Times. Newspapers of that stature were not under Modi's command.
Okay, now. Yes,
let me finish. Let me just wrap up and say, while Mr. Tiwari quotes Atal Bihari Vajpayee said, Raj Dharm ka palan hona chahiye aur Modi wahi kar rahe hain.
Then why did Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee do the palan of his Raj Dharm and sack Narendra Modi?
Within 45 minutes.
Narendra Modi has...
Smriti...
Then why didn't the then Prime Minister of India sack the
debate
and impose
Okay. Only for want of time, gentlemen.
The then Prime Minister of India deployed forces to Gujarat and Mumbaikars during
Only for want of time. With a promise. With a promise to come back. Manish, I give up. Manish, I can't. I cannot. Manish and Smriti. Manish and Smriti.
Waited for your government in Delhi.
Can I say thank you? Can I say thank you? Can I at least say thank you? Can I only say thank you to all of you at the end? At least let me say thank you tonight to all my panelists on that Newshour debate tonight. A big thank you for joining us on the Narendra Modi debate. Thank you very much.